Hi, everyone. How are you
Yeah,
guys
welcome.
today? Hi, Patrick.
Welcome, Fabio.
Thank you for being here again. And today will be a good one. So this is the last live that we're going to do for a week or so. It's the end of our July promo launch. So yeah, this is the last one we're doing, but this one will be very good. So before we actually get started, guys, can you please send us a message if you can hear us, and if you can see the screen, and if you can hear as well on YouTube or X. So please type it in the comment. Let us know. All right. So before we get started, just disclaimer for a couple of seconds. All right. So today it's really exciting. This is kind of the agenda we have for you guys today. So we're gonna do a recap on the product release. So if you guys have not followed all the live that we did this month, we're just gonna give you a summary of what we've done and what you can now find within the product. Then we're going to share some example of some of the new models, in particular the skew and the swing trading models, and how you can use them to kind of like prepare for events like the FOMC. Then I'm going to pass it on to Patrick. Patrick is going to show you how you can actually build a roadmap using the levels, using blind spot to prepare, and how to read the market in preparation for an event like the FOMC. We're going to share some customer feedback, and then we're going to show you, this is the last day of our promo. So we're going to share the details, and then we're going to go into a live Q&A. So any questions, guys, please paste them in the chat. And yeah, we'll answer that at the end. And then Patrick, if you have anything, please feel free to interrupt me while we go through this.
Yeah. So let's go.
Let's go. So first of all, why is this product launch so important to us, and why have we, sent a lot of communication to you guys? Because we want to make sure that you're aware of everything we're doing. And in July, we actually did a really big milestone. So first of all, you might not see this, but we actually created a totally new infrastructure. And the reason why we did that is that we now want to be able to scale over the next few months. We're starting to developing a web application, something that's never been seen by the retail world. So we're planning to release that by the end of the year. But we needed to have a solid infrastructure to be able to do that. We also need to have a platform that we could use to deliver data, to deliver content, right? Much better than we had before. So we created a new website, a new academy site where we can post all our videos. So you can actually look at all the live session that we do every day. So we did that. We then have new coverage. So one of the question we were asking before, like, okay, can you cover this ticker? Can you get access to this ticker? So now we have over 1,000 assets that we cover. So stocks, ETFs, indices, futures. Now we cover it all, and soon we'll also be releasing our crypto coverage. So like again, everything in one place. New integrations, right? A lot of our users are leveraging our tool, but they're also trading using their own platform. So a lot of them use TradingView, which was our first integration, which is great. But then we realized that a lot of users are not actually trading on TradingView. So we released 3 new integration. NinjaTrader, we talked about it yesterday. So if you haven't seen the video, we have a demo from yesterday in our live YouTube channel. We have MetaTrader. Again, if you are a forex or futures trader, you can now leverage the integration. And today we actually have recently released our Sierra chart integration. And then new models. So we're going to show you some of these in details in a second. But let's actually go into the new website, right? So right now within the membership, you can actually access all our new academy. So we actually release about 100 plus new lessons versus the previous one. And those are focused on everything: trading mindset, technical analysis, options trading, trading strategies. So you have everything here. But the most important is that we have also all the recordings from our training sessions. So Patrick is actually managing a live trading session every morning. And now if you access the academy, you can actually look at all the recordings here. So again, if you can attend live, great. If you can attend live, you can actually see the recording there where we show you how to build your trading roadmap, how to leverage the data, and so on. We're going to talk about that in a second. Then we have our integration section here. So by logging into here, you can actually get access to our integrations. So you can get our NinjaTrader. You can see now that the Sierra chart is live. So for all our users who are using Sierra chart, you can now access those. The steps, very simple. You can download the indicator by clicking on the link. And then every morning you can actually download the file that you will use to kind of like integrate the levels into the platform. We have TradingView, we have different indicators for TradingView, and then we have MetaTrader here. So again, everything in one place. We also have our screeners within the platform. So we released a lot of new screeners. Some of them are also coming. We're going to release more of those. The screeners are really a way for you to be able to access information without having to do a lot of research. So for example, if you are using some of our gamma levels and you want to look at companies that are approaching a specific level, you can do it here. Or if you want to see companies that have a high change in GEX or DEX and so on. So we have all these screeners: volatility, open interest, volume, and so on. So you can find them here as well. Let's go back to the presentation. But what is our approach and why did we create MentorQ? So the first step is really we are behaving like a quant fund where we are actually leveraging data. We take a lot of data coming from the option market, coming from the stock market, futures market, and so on. Then what we do is we simplify this data. So we create actionable insights that can actually help you understand where the market is going in a few steps. And what Patrick is going to show you is exactly this. How can you actually create a roadmap or a trading plan in a few minutes a day without having to need to do a lot of research, without having to need to access all the tools that people look at? So simplify complex information. And then the next step is like, how can you actually use this information to be more profitable or to manage your risk more effectively, right? So this is like the way we think about finance. It doesn't have to be complicated. We want to provide you with the tools to be successful. And then the fourth step is really our community. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about success stories, but really we've built probably one of the best communities in the trading space. And, you know, all our users are learning. Our traders are helping the community. You can get access to our team almost 24/7. So this is also a great thing. In terms of models, so we already had, so if you guys have followed us in our May product release, we released our gamma levels on futures. So our offering was already pretty complex, but we released a few new things that are actually helping us integrate what we were missing. So we're going to talk about option skews. We're going to talk about the swing trading models. So for example, if you are not a day trader and you don't have time to stay at the screen every day, we also now develop a swing trading model that will allow you to understand where the market could position themselves in the future. So with a longer time horizon. Okay, so let's go into the platform and show you how to do that. So today we have an important event. We have FOMC coming on. So how can you actually use the data to forecast what the market will do? So let's start with our bot. So if you are not familiar with the bot, you can actually come to the query bot here on the membership, and we can actually start typing some commands. So obviously, if you don't know what commands are available, or if you are a new users and you're trying to find what we can do, we can have our help. We can type help, and we can get the full list of commands here. So these are all the codes available to you to run on any company, on any ticker. But let's start with the skew. So we're going to start looking at the tech sector, right? So when we look at skew, we have three types of skews. We have the 0 DTE or the next expiration. So if you are trading SPX, QQQ, or maybe like SPY that have daily expiration, then you can look at the 0 DTE skew. So it means like the skew for the next expiration. When we look at skew, we're looking at the 25 delta risk reversal skew. So what you see here in the chart is, let me make it a bit bigger. what you see here is at the top of the chart, you have the price of the underlying, in this case, QQQ. And at the bottom of the chart, you have the 25 delta risk reversal skew. So in essence, it represents the difference in implied volatility for calls a put for that expiration. So what we can see here, for example, this is the skew that we could have got last night from the bot. So what we notice is really that on the 0DT skew, here we see that there's a big drop. So this is signaling bullishness as investors have been buying more calls than puts, or like the implied volatility of calls is actually much higher than the puts. So we see that this line is really coming down. So the implied volatility of calls is very high compared to the implied volatility of puts. We can look at another skew, which is the 1 month skew, and we can see kind of like a different story, right? So we see that actually, yes, the implied volatility of calls have been going higher, but we're still more kind of like on the put bias, right? So we don't see the same picture as the one before. So that means that over the next month, investors can kind of see a bearishness more in the long term, right? If we look at the skew, for example, on the SPX, we can actually come here and we see a different, kind of like a different picture where, yes, they've been buying more calls, but we didn't see like the same as we saw here for QQQ. You can also go back in time and actually look at how the skew was 2 days ago, so on the 29th, on the 26th, so last week. So we can see how the skew changes over time. So that can help you understand, okay, how are the investors positioning themselves? Then we can actually look at our net GEX chart. So we can do the same for QQQ. So we can see that, for example, after the drop on the market yesterday, we saw a lot of bearish positioning here, but we still have some bullishness on these strikes here. So we have a core resistance of 500 and a put support of 440. Let's see how this has changed over the time. So you see that 2 days ago, for example, the sentiment was kind of more bullish. So yesterday there was a big drop. People started buying puts, and therefore you see that the net positioning of the market as of yesterday, last night, has been more tailored towards the put side. Let's look at the SPX. So we can do the same thing here. The SPX is kind of like a different picture where we see a lot of put activity, but we also see a lot of calls where our core resistance is 5,750. So that's the strike with the most call gamma, while our put support is at 5,300. So let's see how that has changed. So overall, the picture has been kind of similar over the past 2 or 3 days. So we see that those levels are kind of like staying the same. So here is the picture from that. Next is really our swing trading model. So there's been a lot of questions about the swing trading model. So we're going to try and answer that today. And we're actually going to do some couple of cool examples that Patrick is going to also run through. So some companies that are releasing earnings. So we're going to start from Boeing. We're going to look at MasterCard, and then we're going to look at Meta, right? So let's start with the bot. So we type in our swing trading model, and we have 2 time horizons, 5 days and 20 days. So let's start with the 5 days on Boeing, and then let's go and see what these lines mean. Just 1 second. All right. So let's open this up. And the swing trading model is essentially is using the same principle as our 1 day expected move, but is looking at actually a wider time frame. We also use a more complex model where we're integrating a machine learning algorithm based on gamma, delta, some options models that we built, and also momentum. So essentially, what you see here, so this is the swing trading model as of end of day yesterday. We see a lower band and a risk trigger. So the indicator is based off 3 lines, an upper band, a lower band, and a risk trigger. Every given day, you will not see either an upper band or a lower band, or you will only see one of them. And that's where the sentiment comes in. So the bias is this a bullish bias or a bearish bias? So the risk trigger is a level that could potentially bring more volatility, and could also be a sign of a change in trend, so a trend reversal as well. So whenever we see a lower band, and obviously you can see also from the color with the green color, so that this is the level that the indicator forecasts where the price will be above in 5 days time. So in 5 days time, the model forecasts that the price of Boeing will be above $178. And the fact that you see a lower band and a green line, it's a bullish bias. So it doesn't mean that the price is going to go up, but it means that there is a bullish bias based on the model, based on gamma, based on delta, based on momentum. So if we go back to our Boeing example, this is kind of like the chart from today. So good earnings this morning. We are 3.3% above the closing from yesterday. Here you also see the gamma level. So you see that Boeing is now approaching the one-day max level. You have a big core resistance level here. But let's go back in time and see how the model would have reacted 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, you would have seen a similar picture. So our lower band was a 176 bullish bias. What about 3 days ago? Same picture. So 178 bullish bias. And then let's go 4 days ago. Same picture, 175. So overall, if you have followed this, this is what the model would have predicted. Then one thing you can also look at, if we go back to our data from today, this is also showing you a backtesting results here. So the success rate of the model is based on the price ending above the lower band and below the upper band. So every time you see a lower band, the success is measured if the price 5 days from now is above that level. If you see an upper band, it means that the success of this model in the upper band side, the price has to be below the upper band in 5 days time. So you see that 90% whenever we see an upper band, the price close lower on 11 days. In this case, you see them here. The lower band success rate in this case of Boeing is 84%. So on 25 days where we saw the lower band, the price actually closed higher in 5 days from now. You can also do the same thing at the 20 days level. So in 20 days, where is the price forecasted to be? So again, here we have a lower band, 170, and a risk trigger of 203. And here you see the success rate in this case. So on 21 days, the model had 100% success rate, meaning that the price closed above the lower band 20 days in the future or below the upper band 20 days in the future, right? And the reason why you see here is because the model started 20 days before, and this is what the price was 20 days after, okay? We can do the same now on MasterCard. So we do swing, we do MA, and again, same thing, right? So here, this is a snapshot as of the close of yesterday. We see a bullish bias with the 433 level at the lower band. Here you see the results of the back testing. You can also look at the past. So here we see 2 days ago with a 426, and then we can go back in the past. So in this case, you see that this is interesting. So 3 days ago, we actually had a bearish bias on MasterCard, right, on the upper band side. Yeah. Then the last one, and then we're gonna look at some levels in a second. Let's look at the swing trading model for Meta, right? Okay. So here, what we have again, lower band is here, so we see a green line here. Bullish bias, we see a lower band in 5 days of 431 and a risk trigger of 494. So today we are going to see earnings. Let's see what happens. Again, the model cannot predict the future, but by looking at the option data, we can forecast and we can run different models to be able to come up with these levels. I don't know if you have any question, Patrick, from your side. No, I think you're on mute.
So yeah, I won't say we have many questions from the people in the comments. So before we go to the next step, because there is many questions about the swing trading model, I think let's start first with AK Zamba. Please mention what does it mean by if more puts mean we can be more bearish, and what are its variabilities?
Which one are you looking? Sorry.
It's on 1813 AK Zamba.
Okay. So, I mean, I think you're referring to the net gamma exposure, right? So, again, let's go back to that chart. So, when we look at this chart, right, we are taking all the option data coming from the option chain, and we're looking at the positioning based on all the option data. We are calculating all the gamma and delta exposure, JEX, DEX, etc., and then we come up with what we call a net gamma exposure level. So the net gamma exposure level shows you if the gamma at each different strike is more bullish or more bearish. So it highlights the net positioning in the market, right? So in this case, when we look at this chart, you see that there's a lot of put activity at this strike at the bottom, and there's a lot of call activity at this strike at the top. We look at the net data, so it could be that there is also put activity here, but the net overall gamma exposure is positive for these strikes. So again, this can be a sentiment indicator that can show you, for example, a shift in positioning, right? From, again, positive gamma to negative gamma, like positive JEX to negative JEX. So you can read that as a sign of sentiment in the market. So the option market is great because it allows you to understand what market participants are doing, and the fact that people are buying or selling calls and puts can tell you where do they think the market is going to go. And that's why we come up also with the levels, because the levels will give you a clear picture of, hey, what are the levels during the day that I can look for if I want to place my trade. So yeah. Okay, so let's go to Wayne. So if we go back to BA, this is looking at BA. No, we don't have. So the lines that you need to watch is the ones on the right-hand side. The one on the chart are the historical data. So it's the historical chart. So 2 days ago, 3 days ago, maybe there was a red bar here. But right now we see a lower band. So there's a green arrow here. So those are the levels that will be in place for the next 5 days. And same for the others. Same here. So always look at the right-hand side. This shows you the data historically. So if you had look at the data 5 days ago, where did the price close versus the line? Okay. So with BA, yes. So with BA, again, it's a bullish bias. So the model looks at if the market could be on an uptrend or downtrend by looking at different data, including options, gamma, delta, momentum, and so on. So when you see a green line here, there's a bullish bias. When you see a red line here, so if this data would be with an upper band, then it would be a bearish bias.
Okay. And I can say something also about this, Fabio. And I was looking yesterday with someone of our Mentor Q community also in this, and we were seeing something. Can you please let us please open the BA? So we have the level 203.49, yeah. So the risk trigger. Only for example, Boeing 203.49. Okay, now go please to the Boeing chat. Go to the 4-hour time frame. And look where the price level is. Maybe go bigger to the left side. And I think the levels, what the risk trigger, and then they can tell us a story. If we go to 200, so this will be technical mean on this area we can expect a breakout. So this would be a breakout area or a fail area. So there's something behind. So I would say if you see the levels from the swing trading model, look into the numbers. What are the levels really mean? What is the chart telling us? What story is telling us the chart? So it's not like looking only to the model. It's more like, hey, how understand what will the model tell us? And I think if we understand the big picture behind this, so what is the 203.49 meaning really?
Yeah.
What is the risk trigger telling us? And if we look into the chart, we can see it really clearly. What is this meaning? So for this reason, this area is something what we should set our alerts and be aware of this if we're trading Boeing. And also if we're looking to the lower band or upper band, no matter if we have the value, look at the price level also. What is this really meaning? And then compare this with the chart, and then you get a better picture. So we want to make this much more easier. If you're looking only to the swing trading model, it could be a little bit confusing. But if you map out the levels, the lines on your chart, then you get a nice picture. Look at this. What is this really meaning? So now we have a nice range, 203 to 170. We have the breakout area, and we have the short sell area when we going to the downside. So it's like, hey, we have now really nice levels. And if you're looking like this, and then you understand more and more about the options behind how this swing trading model is working, about negative, positive GEX, so then you get a big picture.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have so David, thank you very much. So again, success rate doesn't mean that the price is gonna go up from today. It means that the price is gonna close above the lower level in 5 days from now. So whenever we look at the success rate of this chart, it means that in 5 trading days, where is the price of Boeing going to be? Is it going to be above 170.23 or is it going to be below 170.23? So if the price in 5 days, so 5 trading days, so today plus 5 days, if the price is above 170, that means that this level was successful. So that's what you see here. So don't look at this chart here. This shows you just how the levels played over time. What we're looking at is from today, where is the price going to be in 5 days? So is it going to be above 170? Yes or no? If yes, then you're going to see the success rate here. So I hope that is clear. Okay.
I think this was really good.
So these models are calculated once a day. So after close, we actually take on new data coming from the option market. We are coming up with the models. The models will be available by 7 p.m. Eastern time directly at the bot. So the new data is going to be there around 7 p.m. Eastern. Is there documentation? Absolutely. So again, let's go back to our website. If you create a free account or if you have a premium account, first of all, Academy, we have a course that explains everything, mentor key models. We have our getting started, we have gamma levels. These are all for free. You can see them here, including the free package. Webinars, getting started here. So we have all the videos you need within the Academy. You also have all our guides. So we have, 100 plus guides here. So if you look at swing trading models, we have documentation here. So everything will be available for you guys. So yeah, just everything is there. If you can't find it, please let us know. All right. Okay. All right. So next, let's go back. And if you guys have more questions, please shoot them over. I think somebody asked for NVIDIA, so we can actually show NVIDIA as well. So if we do swing model, 5-day NVIDIA, this is what the picture would look like. Okay, so we have a lower band, bullish bias 93.84, a risk trigger of 113, and then if we go more on the 20 days side, we get our levels of 83.95 and then a risk trigger of 123.51. So how can you actually use this data? Like Patrick mentioned, you can use these levels to build your roadmap if you are directional, but you can also use this level to actually sell options, for example, or to look where your strike can be. So if you were, for example, an iron condor seller or like a credit spread seller, you could actually use this level to actually try and see if there's premium that you can get on those data and those time frames. So those are kind of like the two use case of the model, the reason why we develop it.
Yes, and absolutely correct. And also what I can say, it's like looking again, map out the levels, what you see at the moment on the 2-day swing model on NVIDIA. Look to the chart. What is the risk trigger telling you? What is the story behind this level? Why we have this level? Looking to the lower band. And then you get a big picture. And this is so powerful at the end. So you must bring it. So everyone who knows me in the community on MentorQ, we make it as simple as possible. Only the basics. So let's go down to the basics with the swing model. So we have levels. So what is the swing model telling us really? They tell us we have a risk trigger. This is a value. We have a lower band. This is a value. Okay, what we should do? Next step: look to your chart, see what is this really meaning, this level, what is this story behind this, and then okay, let's go back to the swing trading model and see, okay, can make the success rate make this really sense? Is this something what I can do, what I can use, especially as a swing trader? When you want position yourself for a short entry, for a long entry, what you will do with your position, or as Fabi was saying, if you play options, Iron Condor, what is your area, what you really interested in? And this is something what the swing trading model can tell you in an easy way, I think.
And I think it's also, Patrick, a combination of data, right? So
yes,
if we look at, again, we're going to do that in 30 seconds, right? But if we start from the gamma exposure, right, we have a view of the positioning on QQQ or on, let's do Boeing, right? So let's do our Boeing example, right? So we have, again, we see it clearly here from yesterday, bullish positioning on Boeing, right? So people were positioning themselves before earnings. Then we can look at the skew chart. We have next expiration, 1 month, and we can look at what the skew is telling us. Again, in this case, we see a lot of put positioning opening. So the implied volatility of puts actually have gone higher than the call ones, right? So that's the picture. Then you look at the swing trading model, and then you do the same thing. And then you can also look at, for example, our matrix, right? So here we simplify all the option data in one chart. So how is the JEX change one day in the past? How is the DEX change? So everything is here, one place, nice and easy. You can look at the different levels for the different expirations. And again, it took us like literally 30 seconds to go through these 4 commands and see the picture. Then you can overlay that. Again, now we're going to go back to your side, what you do in the morning club on how you can actually use the blind spots to actually get the levels. But yeah, I think let's see if there's other questions. With the new site, will the levels be archived? Yeah, we have levels available with history, so you can go into Discord and you can actually look at all the history here. So we're actually working on historical API as well, so we will have that in the future.
Okay, I have also something. Can you look into Fast Quad 22? I understand the swing trading models are new, but can you use this comment, please? Okay, perfect. I love your comment, and you trigger me. So the risk trigger is to trigger me. All right. Can you please comment if you be in our community as a premium member or as a free member, so that I know how I can contact you? So as you know, I'm not a swing trader. I'm only a day trader. I'm a highly scalper. I have not a swing trading mind. But I will say to you, Fasquat, I take your challenge. So you want that I will trade this? I will do this. I will trade this. So give me 1 month. So we have now August. End of August, I will trade this. I will make this open in the community. And as I say, you know me, I'm not a swing trader. So what I'm doing is I make this as simple as possible, bring this down, and I will do it. I will do it. I take your challenge, my friend. So I will do it. So like this will be fun. So yeah, I will do it.
Yeah.
And then we can speak about this.
So let's go. There's a few more questions. So let's answer this first. So does the swing model work on futures? So right now, not yet. It only works on stocks, ETFs, and indices. In the future, it will also work on futures, but not currently. So this is a good question. So is the swing model mostly for short premium strategies? I think we kind of answered that. This is one use case where you want to find the strikes where the price will not go potentially. So you can use it for swing trading. So if you actually followed our live a couple of weeks ago, it's on YouTube. We showed how you could use that on Netflix. So we did an example of the swing trading model in our live. It's all on YouTube, so you can find that. And we showed you how the swing model could have used for selling options, in this case, put options on Netflix, and the success rate of that. So you can use that. But again, as Patrick mentioned, this can also be used for directional indication to build your roadmap and so on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So
NVIDIA is now trading above risk level for 5 days. Perfect.
Yeah, which is great. So let's look at NVIDIA. So if you were to look at NVIDIA, so if we go back a couple of days, so again, the swing models had a bullish bias on NVIDIA. So NVIDIA had a big drop yesterday. We saw a big return back here. So yeah, that's how you can use it, right? Okay, so now we're going to answer more questions later. Now let's go and look at some customer feedback. So first of all, what are we doing right now? So every morning, so within our Discord, we actually have a voice room that every morning at 8 a.m. Our traders, in particular Doc and Punk, are using to look at the SPX in this case. So we have events on the SPX daily move or the SPX kind of level. So we have a voice channel there. And then Patrick has what we call the 6 a.m. Club, which is really meeting together before the market opens and preparing for the roadmap, right? Preparing the roadmap in a few simple steps. So Patrick is going to share in a second kind of like an example of that. But everything is also available here. So if you go within the academy, here we have our sessions. So if you are part of the academy, you can actually look at the different sessions here. So we started last week, 9 days ago. So you can find them here. Then now, Patrick, let's look at some feedback. So let's look at what some of our users are finding the 6 a.m. club and what they're saying. So let's actually make this bigger. So this is feedback from a couple of days ago. Today's so really good. The 6 a.m. club is really helping people understand how simple it can be to build the roadmap. We then have other feedback here. So great feedback. I love this one from Niels. So Neil sent this to me last night, and I was like, please share it with the community. This is really great. This is kind of like what we are trying to build. So a place where you can not only access data, but also like understand how to put it into practice. So now Patrick is gonna show you how you can do that in a few simple steps. I don't know if Patrick, if you want to share your screen.
Yeah, but first of all, give me some people asking about the comments and you see me, I'm really calm because you're asking about what's going on with the blind spots level, what's going on with the gamma levels. I heard your noises in the community. I heard your noises here in in the stream. All right, so let's bring this down in a really easy stuff before we go into the chart.
And I think also, if I can add, Patrick, like gamma levels need to be seen as supporting data on your decision. They're not crystal balls, right? They can't predict everything in the future, right? It's not possible, right? There's no model that can do that. If somebody tells you I can predict with 100% success rate what's going to happen tomorrow, that's just not possible. But we can use the data to kind of like make better decision based on where the market is potentially moving towards.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm a little bit sick, but I'm on fire. I'm born ready, my friends. Only for you. Okay, so I was learning something from my mentor a few years ago. We have the same. We have the same stuff. It was saying I asked him, hey, why we have no gamma levels above or below? I don't remember. And he said, Patrick, don't think so much about the levels. The levels are only levels. So, but think about what stories they can tell us. And this is something what I can tell you, especially Scott and the other people. Don't think about too much about the levels, about the names, about the values. Think about if you see this on your chart, what can the data tell us? So if we're looking now today to ES, I know exactly the levels was below, the blind spots was below. It was crazy. So in my mind, I have only two things where I can think about. I can think, oh, crazy, this will be a nice squeeze day. We squeeze really high. Crazy. This could be amazing opportunity. If I see something like this, something must be cooked, something must be happened. The second thing could be, oh, holy cow, this is a big warning. Maybe we get a crazy short. So, oh, better I should be waiting to be aware. Check the economic calendar. Check maybe earnings. What was happened? Why we have something like this? And I can say to you, yesterday we have earnings. Today we have FOMC. There's more cooking in the background. So for this reason, don't think about the levels. Don't think about the values. Think about more what stories they can tell us. And then I think it's become much more clear for you. If you think about, okay, what story the levels are telling us, especially if we have 1 day minimum, 1 day max, and if the price is in the middle of every level, so we can also say, okay, we are above put support, we are below call resistance, or something else. What story is this? What story is behind of this? And this helps you much more to understand how you can read the market. And Scott, I love you. I love your energy. But this is a kick-ass for you, my friend. But it's a positive kick-ass. So learn to understand what story is behind. I would love when you post something, hey, Patrick, can you tell me what story is behind the levels at the moment? So what I'm maybe not seeing. And then I would say to you, hey, look to the economic calendar. We have FOMC. Look at the earnings. Hey, man, what do you see? We are below all levels. Crazy. This could be a nice squeeze. Or, hey, champ, look at this. We can also fall hard down. Man, I love you, my friend. Okay, but now it's enough. It was only special for you, my friend. That's because they are called way before market opens, fine. But what would be nice to do another round at, say, 7 a.m. PDT. We will have, I think we have Zoom update data. I think Fabio can say to this something.
Yeah. So I think, Scott, the answer is that we hear you and we are working very hard on this. And as I said, what we did in this release is preparing us to be able to deliver just that. So we're going to develop a web app that will actually give you updated data throughout the day. So not only like at 7 a.m., but all throughout the day. So like we're building something that is not yet available. So please bear with us. We're getting there very, very soon.
Okay, I will share now my screen. Give me 1 minute. All right. Let's go into the crazy markets today. Let me know if you can see my screen. I'll make it much bigger.
Yeah.
I will now go to yes. And I think we have to go to the 15 minutes to see really the levels. Yeah, and this is what the people asking. So hey, what's going on in the market today? Why is the market so crazy? Why we see all levels below? It's like, yeah, the levels are crazy, but hey, there's a story behind. And what I'm telling the guys in the 6 a.m. club is really simple and easy. If we have a big gap, so we have a big gap below BL3 and 1-day max, we have no levels behind here. I can go now crazy and say, oh, I have no guidance. What should I do? Man, simple and easy. Use your Fibonacci, map out the Fibonacci from BL3 to 1-day max. I'm using the 0.62, the 0.5, 0.38, and then I map out a next area, a next target area. And here we go. I have something. So I now exactly know, okay, this could be a possible target point. So if we go below 1-day max, it could be possible that we can target here. So then I have some level. I have also the 50% level here. So and now we came to how we can build our roadmaps. So what we're using when we build our roadmaps. So first things first, and this is one of the simple basic stuffs what I can teach you in really few minutes. So first, we're looking for correlation. Therefore, we have the blind spots. They deliver us the correlation. Secondary, we're looking for high concentration. So what does high concentration mean? High concentration means simple and easy where we have levels in near of the same price area. So we have now 1-day max to high volatility. We have also in this area the call resistance gamma 1 UDTE and call resistance UTTE. So we map out our liquidity area based on high correlation and high concentration. So what we have also, we have 1-day minimum, we have put support. And if we're going now to the downside, yeah, let's go. We can go one step deeper. We can go to BL10 and BL9. And if you are scalper like me, so possible you don't like the big space, I would say, yeah, it's big from 520 to 80. It's quite big. So we have the magic key. So the magic key, what we can use if we have big gaps, use the Fibonacci. Map this out. You can easily use the Fibonacci, map out a new liquidity area. And here we go. You see, it's working. It's highly respected. And the same, what you can do is, first things first, map out the high volatility ZUDT here, because it's very important. And then map out also the levels here. So especially when we have FOMC, we have no idea which direction the market can go. I will not predict the future. I have an opinion, but I have no idea what it really do. And here we go. We do it again on this side. And now, if we're going now to the 15-minute, and I take now out my indicators, my levels, I will say to you, there's no more panic. So I have now my roadmap for today. I have my areas, I have my liquidity areas, I have my levels. So my level is here, my level is here, my level is here, here. Make it sense? I'm going now to a bigger time frame. Make this area sense what I was mapping out? Yes, it makes sense. So we were seeing here on the bottom how we was rejected. We were seeing here, and we are now here. Possible the target could be something of this area. If you fall down, we have also some liquidity areas what we was mapping out. So this is something what we can do. And if we're going now to the NQ, we make on our levels again. Let's go back to the 15-minute. And I would say the levels was working very well today. So on the ES, yeah, I'd be angry with you. But if we're looking now to the NQ 15-minute chart, how the levels was working, it could not be better. It could really not better. So what we have, let's go. Let's map out our roadmap. What we're doing in the 6 a.m. club. again, what we're looking for? We're looking for high correlation, the blind spots living us. We have the blind spot. We're looking for high concentration areas where we have liquidity, and we map this out. So what we have BL4 call resistance and BL3. So we have this here. We were stopping here. We are stopping at the moment here. So then we have BL2 to 1 day max, and again, in this area is also the call resistance and gamma wall. If we're looking more down, we have high volatility, BL1, and then we have this area here, BL10 to 1 day minimum. It must not be accurate. It must not really not be accurate. And then we have a high gap. So we have below BL1 to BL10. For me, it's a high gap. I don't like it. So we have the Fibonacci, we have the magic on our hands. So boom, we map this out again. Here we go. And because of the high volatility, and it was respected on, if you're looking to the left side, this area was well respected. So for this reason, because of it was high respected, I will map this out also. Then let's say, okay, the BL9, I think this could be enough. To the upside, we have BL5 to BL4 call resistance, BL3. We're doing the same stuff. So we want prepare. We want see if we're going crazy to the upside, what could happen but must not be happened on the FOMC, we be prepared for this. So we map out this area here. It's the Fibonacci area. Make this sense? Yes, makes totally sense. And if you don't like the gap between, we have from 500 to 930, no worries. We have the solution. Let's use the Fibonacci. Simple and easy. Don't make it complicated. Make this area sense. 100% it makes sense. And last but not least, you can do this also now here from BL5 to the last liquid area. Boom, boom, boom. Map this out. Simple stuff, simple, easy. Let's take out the indicators. And voila, you get your roadmap. You get your areas. Simple and easy. All right. So this is something what we're doing every morning in the 6 a.m. morning club. So we're going through the major futures. Sometimes we're going through the ETFs. We have a little bit motivation. We have a little bit kick-ass. Something what I was doing with Scott about the levels to give him the right direction. If I give someone a kick-ass, this is positive. It's positive spirit. I like when we have all the positive spirit to understand more what's behind. And also, what is really interesting and what you can also do, because we have the premium indicator, the blind spot indicator from Mentor Q. Let's make the levels on. As I say, we're looking for high correlation, we're looking for concentration, and then we're looking for the liquidity areas. Now we have Meta today. We have the Meta earnings. Let's do it again with Meta earnings, blind spots, and the QQQ levels. And then you see the levels, what we have now, they are really crazy. They are really crazy because we have so much correlation now in our areas. So basically what we can map out is like going first to the 1 minute time frame. I like the 1 minute time frame much more to see more guidance. Here we go. Our main area is at the moment the high volatility gamma wall 0 DTE and the high volatility 0 DTE from Meta. So this is one of the magic area. To the downside, what we have BL3 put support Meta, and I think it's a little bit too far. We have the gap is too big. What we're doing, we're using our Fibonacci, map this out. It must not 100% accurate. It's only for guidance. And let's look at this. So what we cover with this. So especially we cover also this area with this. So it makes totally sense. And then to the other downside, what we can map out, we have put support Meta, high volatility, 1 day max. We use this, that we have something again to the downside. Yes, sir, we have something. Put support 0 DTE, BL1. We have also a nice gap here. I don't like it. It's too far away. So for this reason, let's map this out. Here we go. We get it. And then let's go to the upside. What we have 1 day max Meta. Nice. Meta. Let's go. Squeeze the market, Meta. We have also our Fibonacci to fill the gap. So from call resistance, gamma wall to one-day max meta. We map this out using our Fibonacci's. Boom, boom, boom. Because the one-day max could be really important today. This is why we map this also out. Then here on the top, we can do the same. But after this, I will stop because I want only that you understand how easy could this be. It's always the same steps. All right, take out the indicators. Let's see how our roadmap looks like for the QQQ. I think it could be really reasonable. I don't like personally the gap from here. It looks like a 5-point gap. I can make the correction. So this is why we're looking a second time on this. If we don't like it, how the gap is playing, then we map out again. We use the Fibonacci, and that's it. And now I would say we get a perfect QQQ roadmap for today. We set up everything. It doesn't mean we must go up. It doesn't mean we must go down. It's only mean we have some liquidity areas based on what I was saying. Number one, we have the correlation. Number two, we have the concentration. And second, we build our liquidity areas. And this is what we have. Based on this, other one can say, okay, this is basically support and resistance. Yeah, could be. You're right. It's basically support and resistance. But we map this out with reason because of the data what we have. And I think that's it.
And I think the difference is that the levels come from the option market. So
yes.
First of all, you need to understand the importance of the option market and how it has changed since COVID. Then you need to understand why is the option market so important and what is on the other side of the trade, which is the market makers activity and the reaction zone. So for example, if you are not familiar with this concept, you can just come to our academy here. And all of this is free, so you don't have to pay anything for it. So you can actually come here and you can say the gamma levels. So for example, here you can see all the levels that Patrick was mentioning. So like what are the mentor Q gamma levels? Show me some examples. Then you can actually come back and we have our getting started section here. So here you can see, for example, the importance of option data, how to trade leveraging data, like how to use the mentor Q data in practice. Then Patrick mentioned blind spots, right? So everybody's asking, what are blind spots? Why are you using that? That's a new indicator that we have. And we actually have a course here. Let me see what it is. How to use blind spot. Again, this is free too. So you can come here and you can see, okay, what are blind spots? What is the strategy? How to use blind spots on NQ, trading NQ with blind spots, how to create a setup. These are all things that we do every morning. These are all available here. So you can learn how to put them in practice.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I think the last thing, so today we have the end of our promo. So all this stuff that we show you today is available within either the basic or premium membership within our Discord. So if you guys want to join, this is the link. And with the premium, you'll get access to all the academy. You get access to all the live session in the morning and all the content that we provide. So I think, yeah, there's a lot of things that you can get out of it. Besides, obviously, the data, you get access to all the new models, all the premium stuff, all the swing trading, all the skews, all the gamma levels. We cover futures. Soon we'll be covering crypto. We are building a web app. So a lot of things that are happening. So yeah, please let us know if you have any questions on the comments.
Yeah, I see. I think like Jasmine Kuma was writing, the main thing at any levels is how we react as a trader. Once it hit levels, how we get an idea about a direction it would go next. Champ, you get 100 points. Exactly, this is it. That's the point. And I would be angry with someone who will say, hey man, this is nothing for me. Of course, the roadmap is not for everyone. And I love to say something. Every trader have a different trading style. Every trader have different trading strategies. it must not fit with everyone. But this is only a way how you can do it. It's how I'm doing this, how I will simplify this. And I know some people really, really like this. You were seeing also the real comments from the people, how they like it, how they enjoy it, how helpful is this for the people. Yes, so there are people who really enjoy it, and there will be always a small group who people say, hey man, I'm more experienced. This is nothing for me. I have my own trading style. This will be not matched with my trading style. I'm 100% agree with you. It doesn't meet any interest. But for the people who need really help, who understand the simple basics to become a little bit more effective, I would say you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a question for you.
Just curious if Patrick looks at gamma condition for the roadmap.
I know the answer.
I'm not an options trader, my friend. I'm only trading futures contracts. So basically, what the gamma. So in my world, what are the gamma levels? So the gamma levels, and this is why. Okay, let's go back to the swing trading model. We were starting with the swing trading model. What is the swing trading model for me? Basically, it shows me some nice, interesting areas where I have to look on it. So this was what we was showing you. We was going to the BA chart. We was going to the NVIDIA chart. This is how I'm looking into this. Did I have any idea what is going on? How we see these levels exactly? No idea. Did I must care about this as a trader when I trade only stocks, or if I trade only futures? No. Secondly, so now you ask me about gamma levels. No, champ, I don't know what I should say. No, I don't look into this. So for me, it's like, really, I want to see, and this is what I was saying. So I want to see first, I want to see high correlation to get some idea where we have areas. So high correlation, high concentration, and then I will map out my areas. But personally, I will not say something about that this level is more important for me than this level. For me, it's all about high correlation, high concentration, and the liquid areas. This is my principle. This is how I'm doing this. The gamma levels, they helping me. But what's going on in the gamma levels? What's the story behind? I don't look into this. I will really honest. But I'm learning. I'm learning from Fabio. I'm learning from the Mentor Q team. But it's not my trading style. So this is what I was saying. It's like everyone have a different trading style. Everyone have a different trading strategy. Sometimes it must not fit the needs from the trader. So the gamma levels, did this fit my needs? Yes. For my strategy, yes. But what's going on behind? It doesn't fit my needs. So it's the same.
Yeah.
I hope this makes sense, Mondi. I get this question every day, and I will not change my mind.
All right. Do we have any other question, guys?
What broker are you guys using, by the way? Is this important? What broker we're using? So personally, I like the broker. So now I will get the bullshit from anyone, because you have the real-time mind most of the time. I like brokers where I have the biggest fee ever. Because when I have big fees, this will mean that I have a good execution. If I have a low-cost broker, I will not name it, I don't know if I have a good execution. So for me, I like it. I like brokers where I pay fees, where I pay maybe extra fees, where I have a good customer support, where I can call if something is going really crazy, really wild. And also, if you're looking to a broker, man, it's not the point. But you need a broker when it comes to a white roll, where the broker doesn't give you any bullshit. Think about you're now trading. You put in your account 50K, and you want white roll 25K, 30K, and you don't want any bullshit. So you want that the money goes directly without problems in your account. And if the bank is asking you where's the money from, that you can have immediately without any issues from your broker a statement what the bank is accept, so that they don't block your money or freeze your money. So there are many things behind where I'm looking for a broker. It must be all matched, and also margin requirement and all the stuff. But that's it.
And I think it all depends on what asset you trade, right? So for you, in the case of futures, the importance is the execution. If you are an option trader, the importance is maybe more the liquidity, the ability to being executed. So there would be a different broker in that case. So yeah, it really depends on what asset you trade.
Yeah. And if you be in short seller, if you're trading stocks, if you be trading, I don't know, low cap stocks, you want the ability to short stocks, you want good locations, and all the stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's really different. It's depend on your trading style, and look what match your interesting.
Yeah, and like for example, for futures in this case, you can look at some of the integration that we've developed. So NinjaTrader is a good example. Is a good partner of us. Good futures broker, good platform. We have Sierra Chart now, so you can actually integrate with those platforms here. So you see that we have the integration here, so you can actually look at those platforms too, because then you're going to be able to get the levels directly into the platform without having to have 3 different platforms open. So that could be an option too. So please look into those as we are integrated with them as well. All right.
Yeah.
So I think we are just over an hour. Again, guys, if you have any questions of everything you saw today, shoot us an email, info@mentorq.com. Promotion is going on until midnight EST, so Eastern time tonight, if you guys want to join. Again, every day, we have the 6 a.m. club with Patrick. We have our day trading session at 8 a.m. with our traders, more looking at 0 DTEs, SPX activity. So if you are more into selling options, there will be something for you there. There's the traders are actually live at 8 a.m. every morning. And yes, so please send us an email. We're here almost 20 hours a day on Discord between different time zones. So yeah, anything to add for you, Pratik? No, I think we're good.
Yep, I have add two things. 6 a.m. morning club. I'm 100% open to change the format. So at the moment it works very well, but I think after 1 month or something like this, you get everything. So it's always we talking about every day about the same stuff. But I want in the future that someone from you, some user from MentorQ, present his charts, his roadmap, so that we can discuss about this, so that we can learn as a group from any other traders. So, and then maybe you get my experience and I say, okay, maybe why you don't use this? So I will say this makes more sense, so that you get guidance. This will be some changing also. It's like it's a little bit group mentorship, to be really honest. And you get this in your premium. Everyone who's a premium user have the ability to join. If you have any questions and you cannot be available because you have only time to watch the recordings, feel free to send me a message. I will cover this.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we go. And about the pricing, here's something what I was learning. We are all investors. We are all traders. So think about risk reward. So if you're looking now to the premium monthly, it's 55 US dollars. Risk reward, 1 to 3. If you now invest 55 US dollars with all the stuff, what we show you, what we can deliver to you with the group, what we have with the strong community, do you think you can bring back this money with a risk reward from 1 to 3? If this answer is yes, there's no question. You should sign up. With the yearly, 495, man, it's a really nice one. So think about risk reward. We are all futures. We are futures traders. We are options traders. We Bitcoin traders. We forex traders. We have all the same mindset. Can we bring back the 495? Is this investment what we can bring back? If yes, all right, there's no question. You should sign up. This is what I want to tell you. Don't look into the numbers. Look always in the risk reward. Are you able to bring this back? And think about 55 US dollars will be your drawdown. Do you can handle this? You can bring this back. I'm 100% sure you can. 495. can you bring back this in 1 year? Personally, I would say yes. So that's my last words.
Love it. All right. So thank you guys. We had over 3,000 viewers, which is awesome. I think we
Nice.
broke our record, Patrick.
Love it.
Yeah, love it. Thank you guys for staying with us for an hour, and see you back in the community. See you back on Discord. Any question, please feel free to send. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Bye bye.